We run a little behind schedule, so let's keep our reports and all that to the point. So if we could, I'd like to have Mr. Baker, Bill John Baker, give you a vacation for us.
Now, please. Our gracious Heavenly Father, let us thank you for this day and this beautiful sunshine and the spring and growth and renewal. And thank you that we can come together and do your purpose, serving the Cherokee people. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Shelley, roll call.
Roger Connor.
Honey.
Bill Englund.
Here.
Bill John Baker.
Here.
Jack Baker.
Here.
Joe Crittenden. Meredith Fraley. Here. Don Garvin. Taylor King.
Here.
Johnny Keener.
Here.
Jackie Bob Martin. Kara Callan Watts. Phyllis Shargy. We have a quorum.
Okay, we do have a quorum. Next up will be the approval of minutes of the March 13th regular session. You received those in your box, and if you haven't, you have a copy in front of you.
I move that we approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve with a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, minutes are approved. Excuse me. You also have in front of you the tarot certifications. Hopefully you've had a chance to look through them.
So moved, as submitted.
Have a motion to approve is submitted. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Do you have any questions or concerns or comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right. Tarot certifications have been approved. All right. Next up is Ms. Kelly for reports for career services and employment.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. I thought you may have had some questions about the tarot report. That's why I came up. I received several phone calls last month regarding a certification, and I kind of wanted to explain it to you. I got a couple of council members that called in regards to a person who was wanting to submit a bid on one of the projects that CNE had. And I wanted to clarify for you, just for the record, when there is an announcement that goes out and it's a mandatory bid or pre-bid, then everybody that shows up at that is the people that they actually would look at for the bid. We did have a problem with one contractor who indicated and told various people that he was certified. He was not certified. And I did write a letter to the effect that he had made application and that the application was not complete. That's why it did not go before the certification group onto the committee. And once it was complete, it would go to certification, and then from there it would come here to full committee. And it was presented as part of the package today. And I wanted to clarify that because I had a person call and ask me if I would go ahead and write a letter so that they could bid, and we don't do that. And so just wanted to clarify that.
Thank you.
And I apologize if it caused any heartburn or any hard feelings with some of the people that were involved that made the phone calls, but that's how we do business, and they're not actually certified till they come here for full committee. Wanted to share with you a little bit about what's going on with tarot. Ed Big Horse is out on FMLA. He is taking chemotherapy treatments. He's taking them every day. And for the time being, any comments, concerns, questions regarding tarot can be directed either to myself or to Larry Ketcher. Larry is in Rhode Island at the National Employment Training Conference this week. We had a participant that was nominated as the outstanding participant, and Deborah Pritchett had nominated him. We found out late that he was going to receive the national award for the outstanding employment training participant. He is now a teacher at Rogers State University in Claremore, and we flew him out there, and he'll be accepting his award, I believe, tomorrow. And Deborah and Larry both are out there for that, as well as Christy Gardner. We've got a lot of things going on. Several of the tarot staff are busy in and out in a lot of these bid openings, pre-bid openings. They're out monitoring on the construction sites. And during spring break, I understand that somebody said, well, there wasn't anybody at Taro. There is signs up when they're out of the Taro office that says that they can leave documents over at the Career Services office. I can't pay somebody just to sit in the office when we've got a lot of stuff going on. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 bids that are going on, or there's monitoring that has to be done on some of the construction sites. And I wanted to share that with you because somebody said, well, there wasn't anyone at the Taro office. There is signs up that they can come over to the Career Services office, which is just across the parking lot. They can leave documents there. They can leave applications there. They can even pick up applications there. And Mike has his cell phone with him, and it's coded, so if somebody called into the Terrell office and he happened to be away from the office, he can still retrieve it on his cell phone. So with that said, if you have any concerns, complaints, just let me know. Right now, Juanita Sanders is still out in FMLA. She'll be returning sometime around May. She indicated that she'd be returning for a short period of time, and she's possibly looking at retiring. We've got a lot of things going on. Larry and I both are kind of jumping back and forth in several areas. We've got several other people that are out right now. We've got about 3 counselors that are out on FMLA, so we are pretty short-handed. Don't know what's happened, if it was in the water they were drinking or what, but we've just got a lot of people that's out, and maybe it's because of their ages, we don't know. We're all baby boomers, and we're all falling apart, maybe. I don't know. But if you have any questions, concerns, you can get a hold of me or Larry. Larry will be back next week. We're trying to stay on top of a lot of things. Darren Buzzard, our intern, has been working with us, and we're going to be setting up some EEO, OFCCP training, certificate-type training, not just someone coming in and doing their song and dance, but certification-type training for the staff so that they actually have the certification for EEO. They need to be recertified about every 3 to 4 years. We are looking at 4 different areas for pre-apprenticeship training. We contacted some of our Taro vendors and asked what are some of the areas of training that you would like to see some of the people that work for you. They want blueprint reading, they want apprenticeship, electrical wiring, heating, air, and they want apprenticeship in the plumbing area. So we're looking at getting some classes set up. We'll be setting up some here in the southern end, some in the northern end. We'll be using our training funds to set those up. Darren's been working on that as part of his internship, and it's been working out real well. We hope to start some of these things in the fall. Do y'all have any questions?
No questions? You just did a bad job today, Ms. Kelly.
Okay. I also am here representing Anna Knight and have Travis Owens. Travis, you want to stand up and introduce yourself, tell them what you're doing?
Okay. I'm Travis Owens. I'm the new tourism coordinator for the Cherokee Nation. I have been employed there since June of last year, and I started there as an intern and worked on various aspects of the cultural tourism plan, the tourism website, and things of that nature. And right now I'm just working on setting up community tourism meetings, which I actually was a part in the curriculum and everything like that for that last fall. So I'm continuing with that, and going to do some follow-up meetings for those communities we've met in before to help promote the idea of tourism and help those communities build tourism opportunities within the communities.
Alice Smith has been hired as the bid center replacement for Heather Overacker, and Alice had been working in the Commerce Department, and she's familiar with it. She'd been filling in part of the time, and she and Anna, I believe Shay, are all at a SEEDS conference this week, and that's why Anna couldn't be here, and Anna asked that I hand out their report. This is the Cherokee Nation Entity Division Business Enterprise Acquisition. This is with all of the information that comes through the bid center. And Alice said if there was any questions regarding this, you could direct those back to her. She'll be back in the office on Monday. If you haven't met Alice, we'll try to have Alice here at next month's meeting. I think she may have been at one of the earlier meetings, and I thought maybe she even gave this report. but she replaces Heather Overacker. One of the things that we're working with the Commerce Department, Career Services and Commerce, the Taro staff be working with Alice and them to set up the vendor fair, which will be held in Catoosa. It'll be later this fall. We're thinking sometime either in August, September, or October, one of those 3 months. We'll probably make a decision here in the next couple of weeks. We're trying to do our job fair maybe the next day, so that there's 2 things going on 2 different days there, so that we can attract a lot of our tarot vendors, but also have the job fair the second day, so that we would get a lot of people there for both of these 2 events. So we're trying to piggyback those. Our vendor fair that we did last year in Catoosa was very well received, and we're looking to do some more things for our tarot people. A lot of things will hit in the fall. It's very difficult to get a lot of the tarot people here in the summer because that's their peak season, especially a lot of our construction contractors. They're out, and if it's a nice warm day, they're going to be out working. They're not going to be inside an air-conditioned building. And we think that when the fall hits, they'll be more receptive to coming in and getting some of this information. But it's also going to help our programs to know what businesses are out there as well. Do y'all have any questions about this report?
Thank you. Any questions? Thank you, Ms. Kelly. All right, next up will be our CNE Tarot report.
Good morning.
Morning.
We're currently reporting, before I get started, Sean Slayton has a dentist appointment this morning, otherwise he would be here doing this, so he had called me late yesterday to fill in for him. We're currently reporting on 4 projects. We have other projects that I'll briefly describe, but the 4 projects that we have are the Catoosa parking garage, the Rolling Travel Plaza, the Tahlequah Casino, and the West Siloam Casino expansion project. The Catoosa parking garage is a little bit behind schedule. We'd like to be a little bit further along than we are. We ran into the difficulties with the soil conditions and the sinking on the A-line. They're currently repairing that this week, and we have actually raised the east side of the garage up to within the acceptable levels of settlement, with the exception of one column, which is about 1 inch low. And they're working on that this morning, and hopefully we can bring that up to within a tolerance level. Right now, the current schedule for completion of the parking garage is end of June. We're hoping to do a little better than that, possibly get done by the 15th of June or earlier. The next one that we have is the Rolling Travel Plaza. We're working very feverishly right now to get that project open by May 1st and start pumping fuel and selling merchandise out of that. Right now, looks like that we may be able to hit that date construction-wise, having everything done. We have merchandise going in right now and display cases going in, and we're bringing in our vendors in order to get that done. Right now, with the addition of the art gallery and the theater that we added here within the past month, we're hoping to have the art gallery open by the time we open the facility up for selling merchandise. The theater we hope to have done by June 30th. All of the other project that is associated with that work that this contractor is not going to do, we're going to get that to Flintco, and that work will coincide with getting them out, bringing Flintco in to finish up the paving areas and the boulevard. But right now, our plan is to have everything open and operating on May the 1st. Operations may push that back just to give them a little comfort level of getting merchandise in, getting the systems up, getting everybody familiar with that. But our goal is to have it May 1st of opening the doors. The next project, the telephone project, as many of you are aware, we've got a big open hole in front of the casino out here. We do have a contractor on board to get that fixed. He is scheduled to start next Monday with getting that done. He is not a terrible vendor yet, but he has his paperwork in, and he's working with that, and we're working around some of the insurance requirements that he is lacking in, but he's getting those. So that's been part of the delay in getting him in here to get that taken care of. Part of the other delay is he's working on another job. As you know, tarot vendors, some of them are small contractors, and so he's currently on another job trying to get that finished up before he comes over here and gets this one. But he's scheduled to start next week and should have that done in about 2 weeks.
You have a question? Mr. Martin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just for curiosity's sake on my part, or information on my part, why the hole, what created the hole, and what's the purpose of fixing the hole?
The hole is there because that is where the old modular structure sat, where the casino was. And so when we moved the mods out and gave them over to the school, that left the hole there. And when C&I and the construction group, that was not part of the original bid. That work had been left out, and we gave them the opportunity to come in and fix that for us. The cost came in a little bit higher than we would have liked them to. So we said, we will just take that out of your deal and we will do it ourselves. And so originally the thought was we'll pave it, then it moved to we'll put a garden in there, kind of a sitting area, and after they had a big giveaway there at the casino, they realized they needed the additional parking. So that is how we've gone back to paving it. So that's how we're fixing the hole.
Well, thank you for that information, because to me, what is a hole? I mean, it doesn't take much to fill up a hole, but I'm glad you explained it.
Mr. Baker, you had a question?
Well, you pretty much answered mine. I just, I didn't know if you'd ever been to Caesar's Palace, and a nice fountain would look really good there, but we need the parking, I understand.
Yeah, we had talked about that, having a little seating area, kind of garden area, but they needed the parking. The last one that we're reporting is the West Island Springs expansion project. Weather delays and some drawings and some decisions that have yet to be made have delayed this project, and we're not where we should be or where we hope to be at this time. So the site work has been pushed out for completion in July. And at that time, what we will do is we will relocate the entrance to the casino from the front side to the back side, and we will have all the parking lot completed at that time. We may not have the landscaping in, we may not have some of the other things in, but we will have all of the parking areas done, and we'll shift everything around, move the fences, which will allow us to start on the building at that time. We've got some other issues that we're dealing with. We have to move the administration staff out.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Question. Sorry, Mr. Martin.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
I was in heavy thought here.
My grandmother that raised me, one of her old sayings was, if you don't know, you ask. Does that make sense? But anyway, I drove by the facility you're talking about, West Island Spring here a couple of days ago, you've got a huge dirt pile out there. I mean, what are you gonna do with the dirt, you know?
The dirt pile was stockpiled there. That is good fill material. And so that dirt pile is going to be used to build up the building pad for the expansion. It's also to build up the pads for part of the paving in those areas. We've got almost 8 feet of fill that we have to put in there in order to build the building pad up to where the current.
I can't see that for the protective fence you've got around it. Yeah, thank you.
Right now, the structural steel package bids are due on Thursday, and at that time we will have a better idea of where the project will be budget-wise. Our site work has come in a little bit higher than we thought it would. We're still not way out of the ballpark, but it did come in higher than we thought it would. Right now, all of the contractors on site that we have contracts with are Terrell vendors. So we are utilizing Terrell as much as possible on this project. The scheduled completion date for the expansion is Labor Day of 2008. After we open that, the existing building and all of that will be torn down, and we will build back in its place new, and that is scheduled to be completed in July of 2009. So that's where we are with West Island Spring. We do have a pre-bid meeting this morning, or this afternoon, for the South Loop Road in Catoosa. Where the expansion is going, we've got to move the loop road around the casino to the south. So those bids are on the street right now, and hopefully we'll have that started here within another 30 days. And Salisaw, they are looking at doing some interior renovation work to the the stage area and the seating area, which is going to make it more of an entertainment area that's not blasting out into the casino, kind of keep it confined. That it also affects the food service area, so that's an area that we're looking at doing some work in as well. Will Rogers Downs, we're looking at taking care of the drainage issue that we have in front of the casino with water ponding. We've got drawings that we're putting together to make sure the drains both to the north and to the south, and we're taking care of that water under the portico here. We're also looking at doing some other renovation work to the expo building just to the north, and getting that ready for some events that are scheduled for later in the summer. There in Catoosa, we have some other, yes sir?
How big is that expo?
I don't remember right offhand. I can get that information for you, but I really don't know right offhand. There in Catoosa, we're looking at doing some interior work into Casino 2. The new gaming operations vice president's come in. He wants to make a few changes to the poker pit and to the blackjack pit. So we're looking at doing some renovations there as well. And really, that's all I've got to report this morning. Are there any questions, comments?
No questions, looks like.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up is C&I Tarot. Steve, please. Okay, Mr. Collins, coming in.
Good morning.
Good
morning all. I liked that meeting last night, it was quick. It was kind of painless. First of all, I just want to tell Terrell how much I appreciate them helping out. I know Mr. Deerenwater's mentioned as well that they are a big help to us, and we really appreciate being able to work with them and some of the things they're doing to provide value to what we do. I've listed the 4 projects that we have, and basically some of the changes that you'll find here is on the total cost to date. Sequoia High School gym audit, going through the audit, we're still not done. We're in the closeout stage. That number has come down. We believe it's still going to come down even further as we go through the audit. What you have to recall is that the nation had turned this project over to us, and what we're finding is that there was duplications, not where we duplicated payments, but duplications within what the nation had on their software was converted over to ours, things that they may have paid for, that we brought over and just put it on our record as part of the contract. So the auditors are going through, cleaning it up, finding where there might be some duplication in the numbers, duplication in showing a purchase order versus a contract, but we didn't overpay, so just to let you know that. So as those are being closed out, finalized, my hopes is that number will continue to go downward. So the other thing is I have gone out, looked at the Nowata and Sallisaw Clinic and Muskogee Clinic recently. The Sallisaw Clinic, we're targeting that to be complete within about 30 days. The Nowata is going to run about 45 to 60 days before it's complete. They're on schedule or on budget. The numbers that you're seeing here are the good numbers. Muskogee Clinic is coming along quite well in their process. They're targeting still the September time frame.
Mr. Collins,
Just quickly, seeing a trend that not doing a whole lot with Terra vendors there at Muskogee.
Right. What I want to point out on that is
2%.
Yeah. We are showing the sub-tier, and again, I think each month we mention that because of the size of the project, the bonding requirements, and the fast tracking, I did bring a list of notes. I'd like to tell you what we do to try to get more taro. I know it was brought up last month. What are we doing to improve? Well, what we're doing is, number one, we submitted. You guys understand we do have our policy and procedure in place to meet Ontario law. Okay, so we follow a policy and procedure. Okay, is the first thing. We go to the one-stop shop to advertise, put it on the website. Okay, we involve the Taro office and all the bids and all the opportunities for pre-bids. They show up, they go through the pre-bid opportunities. We advertise in local newspapers for 4 weeks. We get on the phone and we contact all the Taro bidders that are on the Taro listing under that category of that project. We also go into past performance of Native American businesses that we have experience with or who we may know that might be able to do this work. We call them. So in conjunction, our staff with the one-stop shop are making efforts to notify people, this is what works out there. Okay? Are you interested? Get the bid package. We promote Native American business to the Taro office. And for an example, Green Country Interiors has done work on all 3 clinics. Okay? Cherokee owned, non-Taro. Okay? The Muskogee Clinic is $2.8 million. It's not reflected here. $2.8 million, and we have been talking to them. They're in the process. Steve has personally taken them the paperwork, get Taro certified. Here's the advantage. Here's why you want to be Taro. So anyway, Sallisaw, Nowata, and Muskogee, they did work on a lot of work. And when you see the Muskogee, you take $2.8 million of that total cost today of $9.9. That's a big number. So we are making efforts. New awards that letter of intents went out 2 days ago on the Muskogee Clinic. 2 Taro contractors, $370,000, $420,000, $430,000 to Taro vendors. It's not reflected on here. So, some of the things that we are doing, we are pushing hard to get Taro. But the one thing you need to understand, we are a contract management business. We do what the owner says. When we get when we go through our process, and I've got 3 or 4 bidders that qualify, we send a letter to the owner that says, here's our recommendation based on budget, experience, scope. We say, here's the 3 or 4 people, here's what they bid, or Taro or non-Taro, and here's who we recommend and why. And they sign off. They have the opportunity to say, no, we want to go this direction. They have that opportunity. They take our recommendations from experience, but that opportunity is to our owner to say, at what point do you say, I'm not going to use a Taro bidder? At what point does the budget get busted and they say, no, we need to stay with this one? So those decisions, I'm not responsible. CNI is not responsible for the nation's budget. We're given guidelines to follow, and we submit that back to the owners. They are responsible for the scope. We bid it. We tell them what the bid is. Okay? It's between the owner. So I just want to make sure that that's clear. We are performing a function to build this.
For the clinics, right?
Excuse me?
Who's signing off for the clinics?
The Health, the Melissa Gower and Sean Terry, and is that Melissa and Sean? Yes. So if something's, they're responsible for the budget. Okay, they're responsible to get that project started on time to provide health care. And some of the debate is, do we take longer to build and break these packages as small as we can and say this is not good enough, we're going to spend it Taro? Or do we provide the service faster for our people? So you have something you have to kind of weigh. Does it take longer to get a clinic open? I don't know. I would hope that we could build at the same time span with Taro as non-Taro. But the thing is, the bids are the bids. We go to them, we ask for them, we allow them opportunity to rebid, okay, and we give preference. And we're making every effort to do that.
So in all these projects, there's no general contractor, right?
No. Well, Nabholz on Muskogee, they're an assistant. They're not really a general contractor, are they? They're just helping provide program management with their services. Now, we're busting all these jobs. We've taken and busted the subcontracts down to the point we have to, as far down as we can. So there's not a general contractor. I mean, we're basically performing, the same. I know, C&E uses, Flintco a lot, and they may use other. That's kind of the service we're trying to provide to the nation, is taking this and making sure we're working hard for Cherokee employment and working hard to get, people Taro certified. So
The point of all this is this model may not be working toward that end.
right.
I mean, is the CNI board evaluating this, saying, instead of inserting the construction management services, we look at all options, which would include going out to bid for general contractors, which there are carriers. And in this case of Muskogee, I mean, would Flintco would they have bid on this?
I'm sure they probably would have, but I mean, basically, I'm not sure when and why how that decision was made. I mean, that project had long started well before. I mean, we're trying to perform the work for the nation.
Yeah, I understand
to
that.
help provide.
Going forward, hopefully we're going to learn our lessons from inserting politics into this.
I would hope so.
Okay.
I would hope so, but I mean, I would hope that the nation would allow us to do more of the work. I mean, I don't quite understand when you say if it's not working. I believe it is working. I mean, the numbers are the numbers, but we are working hard to try to make them better. The board's
Not the most efficient process.
may not be the most efficient, but the thing is, if we're going to have to throw administration in there to capture data to report, I mean, we have laws in place and policies and procedures in place that we monitor to, but the board pushes towards making money. We're a profitable center, We're not non-profit. We're a profitable center. We're trying to make money to provide growth and opportunities for our employees. So anyway, I guess, from our standpoint, we're looking at what we can do to provide a good cost, probably a lot lower cost to the nation to get the projects going. We have a lot smaller overhead and burden than these other big GCs. It would be easy to go out to a GC and say, here, find one person that's Taro and funnel the money through them. In the nation's eyes, we are your Taro. But we're also coming in and providing detail to subcontracts. Okay? So there's a lot of difference in how we're handling it and how it may be being handled in other areas. Now, I'm not saying which way is right, but if you wanted it simple, I could go out there and sub to Flintco and say 100% Taro. And you may not impact any Cherokee lives other than the owners of Taro, of Flintco. And I hate to throw that out. I think they do a good job. I've worked with them. I've worked on both sides of it. I think we go a lot of distance here in what we're trying to accomplish.
We're on the GC.
Yeah, we also do the GC. So
Superintendent's on site.
we have, we're 100% Cherokee. We got a core crew. They're on the site. So we're in the process of trying to build and develop the right business model to be able to do more than just the nation's work. Okay? We don't want to have just, because it's a roller coaster, I'd like to have good stability long term. So be able to do work for the casinos, work for the nation, work for the state, whomever it may be, it'd be nice to get more work flowing through to impact more jobs. But the focus is construction management. That's our focus. It's how to provide those services. Those are the good jobs. Those are the good jobs. So, any other questions? I mean, this is an area you can really debate a lot, I understand. But when it comes right down to it, all of our business that we perform, C&I, and all the fiduciary areas, we perform to what the owner specifies. Okay, it's either through service, distribution, manufacturing, and there's not much difference here. Another concern would be if the nation's reporting spending, since all of our business units are Taro certified, does the nation report they're spending 100% of these millions of dollars through Taro, and then I turn around and say, I'm spending the same money again? I'm not sure, Diane, if that's the case in this in the report from the One Stop, if they're saying health spends $20 million and it's all Taro, and I turn around and say, well, I'm spending $20 million, but it's only this. At what level do you want to continue to break it down? Are we actually referring to the same money twice? I don't know that fact. I'm not sure if you do.
We don't report it that way.
You just report total spend. Okay. So if you're reporting this health's total spend or the nation's total spend,
Basically, if you're reporting on what health's doing as far as the construction, it comes out either through your report or it comes out someplace else.
okay. So anyway, any questions? I know we kind of sidetracked a little bit here, probably. I hope I answered your questions, Taylor, to the best of my knowledge.
Someone have any other questions?
This report right here, Brian, breaks out.
Alright, next bit under old business. I don't know that I have anything on this act yet. And it doesn't look like Mr. Hembry's here. We don't have anything in our packet, so once again, we have a motion.
I'll move to table.
Second.
We have a motion to table next month, and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, under new business, we have a resolution authorizing the development and submission of a grant application to the Department of Housing and Urban Development for a resident opportunity and self-sufficiency family and home ownership program. I think this refers to our Ross program.
Yes, it does. Currently, we have a Ross program that's operating right now. Melanie Dodge is the coordinator for that. It is supplemented with our MAP dollars. We have two job developers, Nettie Dethridge and Angela Cunningham. One works northern, one works southern, and those are the match that are part of the Ross. The emphasis for this next year will be on OJT, which will be working with private businesses. And right now, the current Ross grant is operating under a classroom training component.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion to approve and a second. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Motion carries. All right, we have done very well, committee. And our next meeting is May 15th at 10 a.m. And I would entertain a motion to adjourn. Got a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.